Was good with it. We got another episode with the great Jay, the 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 Twitter bully.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Last time I talked to you, you said you got banned from Twitter temporarily.
Bruh, that was
Then the
uncalled
last
for.
time I really talked to you on Twitter, you dragged me into a conversation that got me and you blocked from some. I'm like, how I get blocked? I'm not even a part of this. Like he got mad at you for you wasn't even saying nothing wrong. You just kept replying to his message, and I guess he didn't like that. And
Weirdo.
what's that dude
Weirdo.
name? The people
I
need to
don't
know his
know.
name.
I don't know. He DM me said like I'm gonna have to block you if you keep responding. I'm like, what? You you're I thought we were having a conversation. You're speaking to me, so I'm going to respond. If you don't want me to say nothing to you, then don't speak to me.
And I,
Don't
and I
mention me.
think
Don't add me.
whenever a person block you, like you can't even see their DM, huh?
I don't know, man. I was just like, man, I thought we was having a conversation, but let me save you the trouble, and I blocked him. So
Yeah, they got some people out there in these Twitter streets that's weaker and softer than wet toilet paper. I'm telling
I
you,
wouldn't even
man.
say. I could see if I was being disrespectful or saying something crazy. It's just different opinions on the player. You know what it is? The guys they think they're doing a lot of work, right? As far as like gathering the analytics and then or gathering the data, turning that into analytics, and then forming a quote unquote well thought out opinion, and then somebody who they think has done nothing, right, starts breaking their shit down, and they get offended by that, and I get it, but that still comes with the game. Like you gotta put your opinion on Twitter about almost anything. You need to not only be okay with people responding to it or disagreeing with it, but you gotta expect it at this point.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter much lately. I get on there and I don't really see nothing that pop out. I see a lot of people getting their invites to Sky Fish Bowl, and congrats to them. Congrats to you guys, huh?
I know it's
You know, I
I
I haven't got
understand it,
mine
but
yet.
you
I don't
know
know. I don't
your
know what.
day is coming.
I don't know. No, I got one last year, so I was surprised that I didn't get one this year because I wanted to get it early so I can do the live draft. Last
Hmm.
year he gave it to me late, and like there was only one spot left in like the live draft, and I was like, I'm not taking that spot. I ain't like it. Like I ain't like the spot. So
Mm.
so I just end up jumping in one of the online. So hey, if I get one, I get one. If I don't, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep working on my end, But
Why don't you tell the people what the Scott Fish Bowl is?
I think most people that look at this probably know what it is, but Scott Fishbowl, um, the underlying reason for it is I think it's Fantasy Cares is more so the give to charity. That's the
Hmm.
baseline of it to get the raise money for charity, but it's a big fantasy football contest where pretty much everybody in the fantasy industry community get in, and and some fans get in, a lot of fans get in. So and you get to go against people in the fantasy industry. So pretty, it can only be one. A lot of people join, but only one winner. It's not easy, and he
And the
usually
scoring
switch.
is crazy.
Well, this year the scoring gonna be like a safe league, bro. This is the year for me. This is my year. I need in. It's safe league scoring. That's me. I win championships every year in safe league. That's me. And they trying to keep me out this year.
They know you're a problem.
So it sucks. It is what it is, though. But so let's get started, man. What you been doing, man? You been joining any new dynasty leagues or doing best ball yet or anything?
No, I've been doing good, man. I've been doing good. I'm staying off the pipe. You get that itch, you get that scratch, and I think baseball is a good way to cure that. But I think I'm gonna hold off on any leagues right now. But knowing myself, by the time August come around, I'm probably gonna jump in some more. But we'll see.
I've been doing best ball, but I'm looking for a dynasty startup to jump in. I haven't done any yet. Um, I guess I'm not in a rush. Still got 3 months until football season start. I guess the opportunity will pop up when it pop up. I know I was approached by someone on Twitter that like I didn't even realize I followed. It was like I guess some small like little fantasy company, and it was like I want you to do a startup, and or I want you to join our own dynasty league, and I was like, who in there? Like like
Hmm.
who gonna be in there? Like, and it was just like, well, mostly people from on our company, and I was like, well, I mean, what's the buy-in? And it was like 25. Like, well, it's not worth my time. Like, either need at least a buy-in of 100, or if I go lower than 100, I need to see someone that I know in the league. It's the reason I'm getting in the league. Like
Hmm.
I don't just get in the cheap leagues. I'm in a few cheap leagues already that I've been in like for a few years, and I haven't
Hmm.
given them up yet because I got good teams in them. That's
Hmm.
that's why I haven't given them up. Otherwise, I would have been gone.
Right.
But yeah,
I think when you first start getting into fantasy or dynasty heavy, like when you first, not when you first, but there's a turning point where you're like, all right, I'm trying to get in any decent league I could get in, right? So whether that's a startup or orphan or whatever the case is, and or whether that's you know a heavy buy-in or low buy-in, cheap league, whatever the case is, and then you get to a point where you might be at your capacity. Then you kind of figure out, okay, I can handle these, even if I can. I feel like I can, and then I might want to get in one more. And it sounds like that's where you at right now. You're like, maybe I could do one more, right?
well, I can always do one more. I mean,
That
because
sound like
I
that
always
sound
have
like you going to
a
drink.
league or two fall to the wayside each year. I be, just give me a reason to get out. I was in a Debbie league, and like since I've been doing CT, what campus to
See to
campus,
see.
so C2C
Hmm.
leagues. I'm like Debbie leagues, ugh. So I was in this one Debbie league, and they was having a hard time finding a replacement for this owner, and it was like, well, we just gonna make it a 10-man league. No, you not. I said, I won't be a part of it. I said, y'all have fun, fellas. Like,
You
give
just
me a
you
reason to
just made it
leave.
easy for
I,
them.
I got rules. I don't do 10-man leagues because I played in one 10-man league one year, and in redraft I was the highest scorer, and I missed the playoffs. I said, I don't know how that happened, but guess what? It won't be any more 10-man leagues ever again for me to be the highest scoring team in the league and miss the playoffs.
That
Hell,
happened in 12-team leagues too. I mean, look,
I
if you
ain't never
suck, you
happened to me
suck,
no
man.
12-man league.
What's happened to somebody, right? Whether it's the first or second point scorer, they miss because they miss playoffs because they don't win the amount of games, right? That see, the thing is, your team sucks. They boom or bust. They either get like average amount of points or they blow shit out the water. Right now, I don't like that format. I think like whoever gets the most points should be guaranteed a playoff spot. Now, if you are seventh, but you lead the league in points, then you get the sixth spot. The person who's got the sixth spot gonna be pissed, right? But it is what it is. I'm sorry that happened to you, but no, 10-team leagues can be cool, especially in Superflex. When if you have to start a lot of players,
That's what I was about to
right?
say.
Because
That's
it
the
evens
only
out.
way I can. I won't get in any, but that's the only way I can see it being competitive. Like starting at least 12 at least.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
yeah, yeah. For 10-man league, because I'm used to being in a 12-man league and start 10. So if I'm in a 10-man league, you better start 12.
I hear you. I'm in a 12-man league. I think it start 12, and I hate that league.
Oh yeah, I love that. I don't want nothing in the waiver wire. I wanted to go off of on my knowledge of players. So when I draft them, hey, put them right there. Yeah, I love that.
Nah, why you? I like activity. All right, I like people that are being engaged. And if you're in a league where you feel like you got to watch the waiver all the time, you're going to be a little more engaged.
Well, I don't need that. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, either you know, it, it's about the people in your league. So if they're the type that trade and do all this, they're gonna make it do what it do. If not, it is what it is. I'm in too many leagues to worry about what a league being active. I don't care about a league being active. Like I be fine. Like there's some leagues I be in group meets and be like, somebody talk. I'm like, I'm fine not seeing notifications come across my board or people talking in the
Mm.
group meet. It don't matter to me. I
But that's how those be the leagues that fall to the wayside easy, right? It's because like you don't think about it. So if it's out of sight, out of mind, then once it's like really out of mind, you don't miss it. You don't care about
well,
it, right?
I as long as people in the league are responding to my trade offers. Now that's the problem. When you send a
It's
trade
always like
offer,
one or two people.
when you send trade offers in the league and they just sitting there for days, that's an issue,
That irks me. Irks
So
me. But
that's
it's
the
always
issue.
one or two people who just are not very
And I ain't gonna
active,
lie,
right?
I let trades sit there sometimes. If you send me a real bad trade, I don't go reject. I just let it sit. Don't send me no trade in no world you would accept. It's gonna just sit there. Why I'm rushing to reject it? There's no reason for me to rush to reject.
Yeah, so I hate you and people like you are the bane of my existence. Um
Because some
no,
people send
I
bad
think
trades
it's
just to get your attention. Nah, don't do that to me. You're wasting
I
my
don't know,
time.
man. I can't call it. Well, I think it's just it's courtesy, fantasy etiquette. Like even if you don't care to tell me why you rejected it or what you would. If you don't care to communicate, at least decline it, right? At least decline. I
Don't
don't
send me a
question nothing
horrible
and
trade.
decline it.
Do
Yeah,
not
I
send
don't.
me a horrible trade because I've come a long way. I used to be getting pissed off at people sending me horrible trades. I used to feel like you insulting my intelligence. Not only are you wasting my time to come and look at this trade in my email, and you're assaulting my intelligence. I used to be like that, but now I've gotten wiser, and now either I'm going to reply and just say, no, thank you, just reject it. Or if it's so bad, I'm just going to let it sit right there. And if you're a repetitive bad trade sender, it's really going to stay right. I'm not even going to, I'm just going to ignore you. When I see your name, if I start recognizing your name as a person that send bad trades, I'm going to ignore your trade 100%. It's just going to sit there.
So
Yeah.
that was happening to me, right? And I think when I was first starting to get into Dynasty, I would just pretty much rely on my knowledge of players and what I think their value might be, and it just didn't work. And it got to a point where everyone in my league just started ignoring me. But then there was one guy who responded, and he was like, "What did he say?" He said, he said the trades you send, your trade partner is the only one that's taking the risk, and no one wants to trade with that type of person. And I was just like, all right, cool. So that's when I started looking at other resources and just to like check like community value and make sure it aligned with mine. And if it didn't align with mine, that's something I would take advantage of, right? Um, but uh, if he had not said nothing to me, I'd still be getting ignored, right? So even
That
if
was
you
an
just
old head that educated you, man.
probably probably, but I didn't think I was sending bad trades, right? Like I was acting in good faith. Like I could justify why I would send it to them, but it doesn't matter what I think at the end of the day. Like we have to be aligned in our thinking. So, um, but I needed someone to kind of tell me.
Well, that's the thing, man. One thing about, and I can't say it's better in redraft, but it can look even worse in dynasty because you can see right through the trades if you experience, you know, dynasty, manager. You can just see right through the trade. Like, why are you sending me? Why are you trying to get my first for Madison? Now that Cook gone, like, this one he already. I think he passed. What he
But
twenty
that's been
six?
happening.
He's 26,
No,
right?
I don't think Madison is 26. I think he's like he just turned 25. Like he's ridiculously young.
So that's
Um,
not ridiculous. What are you talking about?
no,
Ridiculously young.
like he
You
already
know,
finished up his. No, no,
you
hold on,
know,
hold
for a
on.
running back,
Listen.
your
He
25 is downhill after
listen.
25.
That's not true. So look,
It is true.
listen to me. What I'm saying is his rookie contract is already expired. He's on his second contract. He's not even 25. That's what I'm saying. He's young. He's 24 years old.
He'll be 25 before the season starts.
Okay. Either way, to finish up your rookie contract and only be 25, that's still a young player. And he's not
But
like, and
that's
he's not a guy
after
that has a lot
after
of.
5 years, running backs decline. So
Yeah,
what?
I mean that's valid for guys who like Zeke or like guys who were getting a boatload of the carries
No,
up until that point.
that's valid for running backs because he was never a good running back. He was never a good running back, and
But
draft
I don't
capital
know if
showed you
he.
he was never a good running back. So that's why it's different with Zeke and them. They actually can last maybe one more year at or the 6th year or something, the sixth
I
year.
don't know if he's. So what are you saying? Like he's done?
Oh no, he's not after 25. What I'm saying is I'm not giving you a first for a dude that don't have no draft capital, just got the backfill by just by someone bowing out. They'll probably draft another running back next year. I'm not paying no first
Well,
for no.
he didn't get the backfill because someone bowed out.
Well, they released them. That's what I'm saying. They released the player,
Right, and they
and
released
you
the
don't even
player.
know
Part of the reason why you're
they might
comfortable with
sign
the
a
releasing the
veteran.
players,
It might sign a veteran before the
they
season
might,
starts.
but one of the reasons they're comfortable releasing that player is because they have somebody else that they think can suffice,
You,
right?
you,
So, like,
you
as soon as the
you think
season was
that's really
over,
the reason? Do you think they're
yeah,
going out
absolutely.
there with championship aspirations? Do you really think that's the reason? Is that the reason?
Well, I don't know if they think they can win a championship with or without Dalvin Cook. Like, so I don't
But I'm
think like
saying
the
they saving
championship
money. That's the
aspirations.
reason.
I don't think that the championship aspirations matter at all, right? So like, and you're not trying to when it comes to the money aspect, I think it's really just about the return on the investment, right? You don't mind spending money on a player if you think you're gonna get the return on it, and I don't think they're getting a return on it. I think with Madison to think they're getting a return on it when the season
Well,
was
that's
over,
because they didn't spend much money on Madison. That's
when
an
the
easy
season was
return.
over, when the season was over, they could have let him go, right? His contract expired, but he was one of their first re-signings. That should tell you that they have at least some faith in the player, at least if not nothing else for a contingency plan if they can't trade Cook. And
Yeah, you're a
this is what it looked
bookmark.
like.
You're a bookmark.
Look, I agree with you. I would never trade a first for him,
You know.
but I know you have seen him go for a first
No,
because I
no,
have
I
seen
haven't
him
seen him
go
go
for
for
a
first.
first.
I know that's what people trying to trade him for. I haven't seen him go.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen the sucker fall for it yet. I'm sure
Oh,
there is a fish out there that have fell for it because there's a
I've
fish
seen
in
it
every
many a
league.
time.
You just
I've
gotta
seen it
find it.
many a time.
But the
I've seen
problem
it many a
is,
time.
the leagues I play in, people usually smarter than that. But you know what I tried to do one year? I tried to write down all the fishes in each league. Like the one guy that I know go for bad trades, but I was like, this is too much work. Right now.
Um, nah. So I don't think Madison went for first in any of my leagues. Everyone who had him though, like literally everyone who had him put him on a trade block.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm
And
just
nobody,
like,
and that's why I say you can see right through that. So it's like just like a dude sent me a trade for A Chain. He sent me
mhm.
he was trying to get rid of A Train and he wanted my first and second. I was like, homeboy,
Wait, who?
for A-Chain. I like,
Devon
look,
A-Chain?
look, homeboy,
Wait, he wanted your first and second for Devon A-Chain?
look, homeboy. And he is someone that people know in the community very well. He's been on a rise lately. A lot of people know who he is. Look, homeboy. Yeah, even if Devin Cook wasn't lingering out here and could come and kill this man value, even if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't pay a first and second or even a first for Devin A-Chain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? You bucking up the wrong tree. You know.
That's that's a lot.
I'm like, and Devin A-Chain and went first in some leagues, so I'm not
At the
mad at the
end of the
first part.
first.
It's just that I'm not gonna pay my first for him unless I
All
was.
right. So, question for you: when's the last time you sent a trade that somebody felt like it was egregious and borderline disrespectful?
Oh, it
Don't
happens.
say never.
No, it happens. I'm
Yeah.
sure frequently. When I get into like, I'll get to a point like I didn't feel like doing it this time because I know I got some shares of like Ty Chancellor, and
Hmm.
I could have looked for my shares of him and sent out offers to try to get a third for him. A good chance they would have been rejected, but some people could have took offense to it, and it happens sometimes because I'll just do mass trades. I'm like, oh, let me put this player on a block everywhere. Let me send out trades for this player, and some
Right. Me
people,
too.
some people take offense to it. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. I ain't mad at it.
Right. So some dude, he was kind of respectful about it. He was just like, we're just way too far apart. When I hear that, I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So and now that I'm looking at it, yeah, that's not good. Uh, but I sent them a first Curtis Samuel and a 2025 third from Monroe St. Brown in the fourth.
No, yeah, way too far apart. Way too far apart, homie.
And then he spoke to me, told me what he was thinking, and then I was like, all right, so I'll give you a first and a second. Now, is a first and a second? That's not enough for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No,
Oh, excuse me.
no.
So he's worth what?
I
Y'all
would say
telling me Amon-Ra St. Brown's worth two firsts?
at least, yes,
Oh my goodness.
at
Listen,
least.
I feel like if you're not going in the first round of startups, getting multiple firsts is
But
probably out
come
the
on now.
question for me.
How there's only two damn wide receivers going in the first round of startups.
So what does that tell you?
That they all work three first. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, I
That's
don't.
what I'm trying to tell you. You are not going to get. You're not going to get JJ for two first. You're not going to get Jamar Chase for two first. It's not going to
I
happen.
made a trade for Justin Jefferson.
When? How long ago?
It was a good trade. It
For
was a
just
pretty
two
solid trade.
two first.
No. I'll tell you what it is right now. I mean, I
Yeah,
gave
you
I
go
gave it
look
up.
it up.
Don't get me wrong. I
You
gave it
might have
up.
found the fish. But I
Nah,
think it's
nah.
going to
He's
be
he's he's
more.
good.
It
He's
might
good.
going to
All
be.
right, here you
It
go.
might
I
going to be
found it.
higher.
I found it. It was Justin Jefferson and two thirds for Tyreek Hill, Travis Etienne, a first and a fourth.
That's pretty much three firsts, bro, homie.
I guess. I mean, would you trade the first for Etienne?
You can just gotta think about it in
Would you trade the
liquidation.
first for Etienne?
E10, you can get a
Would you?
first for E10. You can get a first for
Would you
Tariq
do
Hill.
it?
So it's pretty much three firsts.
All right, but would you trade the first for Etienne?
See, you asking me.
Yes,
I'm different.
that's who I'm talking to. That's who I'm
But
on
you
this
asking me.
conversation with. Yes,
You know,
would you trade the
I'm
first for
I'm
Etienne?
not. I'm not, but people love E10. And people don't like Tank. So he in some people's eyes, he didn't lose much value when Tank came on the scene.
And how do you feel about
Before
that though?
Tank was traded, that would I have gave a first for ETL? Yeah, a lower. I would have gave a lower round first.
Would you rather have Jameer Gibbs or Etienne?
Jameer Gibbs. But the question is, when you made that trade, did you make it after the draft? Because if you didn't make it after the draft, he was clear cut worth the first.
I made it after the draft, May 30th.
Okay. When was the
Yeah.
draft? April.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Somewhere late
but
April.
and Tyreek.
What do you think about that? Like, which side are you on? Like after the draft, and do you like think this be so much that you feel like ETN's value is substantially lower, or are you on the
What
other
was
side
that
of this?
first that you gave up? That was a 24 first.
Yeah.
And then you said this was Jefferson. This wasn't Jamar Chase. This was Jefferson.
Right.
Nah,
I
I'm
gave it
going.
up.
I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna have to hit that Jefferson side. I guess it really depends on how my team constructed. If that
So.
trade would hurt my team so much if I gave that up, probably wouldn't do it. But you know, that's like let's say I'm a contender. If I'm a
Hmm.
contender and you took those kind of pieces on my team, I probably couldn't. Yeah, I probably couldn't do that. Probably
So
couldn't.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is that league I was talking about, and it's not start 12, it's start 11. But it's a 12-team league and it's start 11. And when I look back on it, I didn't consider that. I
Yeah,
just was like, I'm gonna give away whatever I got to get away to get Justin Jefferson because I have 0 shares of him. And so like depth is so important for start 11. Dude, like
and that's
when
why I
your
was like,
roster is done, I mean, so like if you have the depth and you're the Justin Jefferson team, then maybe that trade doesn't make sense for you. But he was getting two elite players and getting set up for the future. And then I ended up trading Justin Jefferson because I was like, nah, I need more depth. Because I didn't factor in because I had no look on this team. I had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, and I was like, I'm set at wide receiver for at least 5 years, right? Nope.
I
I
got
looked at that
Jamar
roster.
Chase, and it cost me like the initial trade. You'd be like, oh, you killed that, and but then when you see all the players he got with the draft picks like they, I was like, I could be using all those players he.
Right, right. That's that buyer's remorse when you actually start to think about what your roster is going to look like this year and what are your intentions, right? Like if my intentions were to win this year, then that was not a great trade for me.
So I got some thoughts on some players, man. What's your
And we
thoughts
ain't even
about?
get into the agenda yet, and we
We
already
did.
what
We been
30 minutes in.
we've been getting into it. So how you feel about Derrick Henry this year, man? Well, how you feel about Derrick Henry as far as redraft and as far as dynasty? Where you at?
That's a good question. I think he's a first round pick and redraft
He going third round.
borderline, huh?
He going third round sometime.
And redraft.
Well, I ain't gonna say redraft. I'm gonna say in best ball. I've been seeing them fall to the
Uh,
third, like the 301,
okay.
302.
Is Jalen Waddle being picked ahead of him?
Probably, bro. It been crazy when it comes to wide receivers. Like I'm in one
Mm-hmm.
redraft league that I'm doing a slow draft in for the FFPC, and I don't know if you ever played in FFPC. It's it's a monster. Them guys gobble like when I say the talent is sucked up dry so fast. They just be sucking up talent. And I'm like, they went wide receiver crazy. Like I was like, man, y'all gonna just let these running backs follow me? Look at me, I'm just picking. Guess I'm going robust running back,
Right.
running back. By the time I got to my wide receivers, my number one wide receiver is Jerry Judy. It's looking rough out there for me. They
Oh,
still picking wide. I'm like, bro, right now y'all should be done picking wide receivers. Let me pick through let me pick through the wide receivers four. They still picking wide receivers. Like, chill
right.
out.
Yeah, dude, that happened to me in one league. Like I think I went. This is the first time I ever did this. I traded up to the 101 to get Mahomes,
Ooh,
and
that
in the
costs money. I
startup,
can't do it. I can't do
it
that
did
trade up,
cost.
bro. It
It
costs
did
money.
cost. It did cost. And then, but I didn't give away my second round pick to do
Okay.
it. So we swapped first, and I'm like, no, I got to keep my second because I'm not going to pick another elite talent. And this is at the end of the second round. I'm just like, just staring Jonathan Taylor in the face, and I'm like, I don't want to pick a running back here. but I can't just like let him pass me. So in that league, that same shit happened to me, right? Where now my best receiver is Jerry Judy and Calvin Ridley.
Because yeah, I would have let him go, bro. But you gotta we got different age things. Like Jonathan Taylor right there, like I'm gonna go get a couple more prime years out of him. I you know,
That's
because
not true for elite running
you
backs,
put
though,
the team in
bro.
a box. When you hit draft on Jonathan Taylor, you automatically is in win
You
now
become a
mode.
win now roster. Yeah, so let's do
Automatically.
it. Let's do it.
Automatically.
I think
And
I
in
did well.
2 years, your team could look like trash, especially with Ridley, Jonathan Taylor, players that in 2 years value is not gonna be worth much. In 2 years,
I mean, I think I did.
we don't
I
know
think I
where
did well.
Jerry Judy going. We're like we
We're gonna
hope
talk about
we
him
hope
later on today.
we hope his value go upwards, but you know I
Everybody keep
don't
trying
have
to
him
trade
winning
me
nothing.
for him. Everybody keep trying to trade me for him in every single league I'm in. I made sure I paid Jerry Judy at least a round earlier than his ADP,
Oh.
a full round earlier than his ADP, and if not, it was two full rounds earlier than his ADP. And it seemed like a reach at the time, but sometimes you just gotta hold your nuts and just be like, yo, you really believe in the player, and you really feel like his ADP it hasn't really caught up to his actual potential, then go get that player. And a month or two later, everyone is trying to trade me for him. It's to the point now where I'm like, they're like, hey, is Jerry Judy on the market? And I'm like, not really. I mean, the way my response is like, what it would cost to get him right now it's not gonna make sense for you. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't
and
even try
and
to get
and
him.
and that's I hate people that approach me about a player, but be looking for fair value. You
Right.
approach me about you. So I'm riding my house. I'm living in my house.
Hmm.
I don't have a for sale sign on my house. You walked up, knocked on the
The
door,
market
and
price.
asked, "Can I buy your house?"
Hmm.
But you want to buy it for market value. Smack
Yeah.
yourself twice.
Right.
Because yes, what's the incentive of me parting ways with my house if I'm not even? It wasn't even on the market. Like you obviously
Dude.
going to have to pay more than market price. Be sensible.
Right now, don't get me wrong. I'm usually a guy. I don't want to like. No, we know KTC, DTC is not the end all be all, but I'm usually making trades within that realm. But I don't. I'm not gonna always make you overpay because you came to me. But if it's a play I really like, really believe in, I don't go fuck if you came to me or not. Like I need more. I need more compensation for this move, right? So to answer your question, I think in redraft, he could Derrick Henry. He could give you first round value, right? First round. We know Derrick Henry he's Derrick King Henry. Like we know he's gonna be probably a top four, top five running back. Uh, if he stays healthy. And but if his ADP is in the third, then I think a good target for him is in the sixth round. So
You
yeah,
talking
I think
about in
he's gonna.
dynasty?
No, of course not. We talking about redraft, right?
You said your target for him is in the sixth round. That's what.
No, 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 no. I said if you heard six, I said second, but
Okay.
if I think he's the guy who can give you who could match the fantasy production of the first round running backs of some of the first round running backs. And if he's going in the third, I think it's fair to get him in the second. Now I say that, but I probably wouldn't do it. Right? It's just if you're one of those kind of guys who likes to get running backs early, then yeah, I think Derrick Henry's a good pick in the second round.
Yeah, I'm an
You know what I've
agent,
been doing
so
though?
I probably if you see Derrick Henry on my team, huh, did I get him at the end of the second or the third? One of them, like, because there. Here's the thing: when it comes to Derrick Henry, I traded him away like 2 years ago. Like I I
That was
I
the
had
best
made
time
sure
to
I
do
got my
it.
first, huh?
That was the best time to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I look at people that try to trade him like after when he got injured, trying to get first from him. I'm like, bro, are you serious? Are you
It was
way
quiet.
you on a late train? Like and what sucked when I traded away and I stopped drafting him a redraft. This was the year he was going crazy.
Hmm.
So I'm looking at him like, did I fuck up?
No, that's how you got to do it. You got to trade him a
Did I
year
fuck
before.
up?
You got to
Hey,
trade him a year
when I
before you have
say
to.
I felt bad because I kind of smiled when he did get injured. I was like, okay, I feel
Oh,
better. When I say he was carrying teams, dragging them, he did so well in points. People made the playoffs off of him, and he was gone half the season. People made the
yeah.
playoffs because of him. He was gone half the season. He was dragging teams to the playoffs.
This is gonna
But
happen again this year.
it could. He got that kind of talent. He's a monster. But
You
will
know
he
what the
stay
thing
healthy is the
is?
question.
Right. But you can say that about any running back, even the young ones. The thing
He is a
is,
monster.
people don't want to tackle Derrick Henry. And this is like and this is, remember last time we talked, I was like this, I think part of the reason I don't get along very well with everybody in the fantasy community is because I actually watch the games, right? And I don't think a lot of guys watch the games. But you can see, if you watch Derrick Henry play, you can see defenders trying to avoid him. And you're a defender, you're not supposed to be avoiding ball carriers. Guys are trying to avoid him. And I don't blame him, man. He's 6'3", 250, ran a 4.5. Like, that boy a horse, man. Like, so as long as he can, as long as he's healthy, he's always gonna outdo the expectations of folks in fantasy. I feel like.
How you feeling about Kelvin Ridley for redraft?
Before we go there, since you still talking about first and second round talent, I've been when can you not? What spot of the first round can you not draft Travis Kelsey?
You talking about
Like,
redraft?
obviously you can, yeah. So
Redraft,
like,
right? Right.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah,
yep. So obviously you can in the 112, duh, right?
yeah.
But is the 101 too early? Is the 102 too early?
If it, oh yeah, that's too early. Hell yeah. If it's not tight end premium, it's too early to do it. Like it got to be a tight end premium league.
Do a couple mock drafts. Look at your team after you draft Kelsey with the 101.
Oh, I'm not gonna like
You
it.
you gonna like it.
I'm not gonna like it. Well,
You gonna like
be
it.
honestly, what team are you not gonna like at the 1-on-1? Be honest with you. You're gonna love your 1-on-1 team.
Wait, no, I don't think I've ever been. I don't think I've ever, in all my years playing fantasy and redraft, I've never seen a 101 win the
But you're
championship.
going to love your team. It's a team to roster bait over. You're going to like your team.
Nah,
Your team is going to be aesthetically pleasing after you finish the draft, especially at the first 3 rounds. Bro, your team be looking so sexy after the first 3. When you get that back-to-back pick with that 212 and 3 what? Woo!
I
Oh,
don't know. I feel like
guess what? Those people usually draft Mahomes. Those teams usually draft Mahomes. So you have Mahomes, you have Justin Jefferson, and you could have got who at the end of the second. Um,
mm,
you could have got St. Brown, you
yeah,
know,
that's what I was gonna say.
or
St.
somebody
Brown and
like
Jalen Waddle.
your team go look sexy. Matter of fact, I'm in the draft right now. I'm about to tell you what the team look like, and you will be like, okay, you're gonna be. I'm in the draft right now. High stakes. So this is a 350 league. The 101. Oh. And if anybody don't know, I don't think none of my homeboys looking at this. Yeah, I love Ramondre Stevenson this year. But so his first
Yeah.
three, his first three is Justin Jefferson, Ramondre Stevenson, Brees Hall. Now I'm not on Brees Hall for this redraft, but he got Justin Jefferson, Ramondre Stevenson, Brees Hall, Christian Watson, Justin Field. Nah, he didn't do it right.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like
He
the,
didn't
the,
do
the
it.
thing
No,
is, those first 3 rounds, everyone
he
gets
didn't
elite
do it right.
players. Hold
You
on,
know
hold
who
on.
should have did it right?
Hold,
The
hold on,
102 did it right.
hold
Jamar
on.
Chase, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Kyle Pitts, Lamar Jackson. This boy did it right. That's
All
who.
right, look, look, look.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
But what I'm saying is, those first 3 rounds, everyone gets elite players, right? So whether it's Mahomes or like Kelsey, whatever the case is, those first 3 rounds, everyone gets elite players. But after that, when you have that long gap where you don't between 3 people pick before you,
Oh,
and you start getting into rounds 4 and 5, that's when it gets
I
spooky.
don't know.
That's when it gets
I
spooky.
love the end. Whether it's the first or the last, I love the end. I love the two picks back to back.
I'm the
Give
total
me a
opposite,
one on one
man.
every time. I
I
would
want
take
the
the one on
middle.
one every time.
All right, so the 101 is too early for Kelsey. The 102 is too early for Kelsey. Is the 103 in a full PPR league too early for Kelsey?
In a full PPR league, I'm not without tight end premium.
Yep.
I'm probably not taking Kelsey until the 109.
Oof.
I'm
I
not taking
guarantee
him.
you.
I'm taking Justin Jefferson over. I'm taking Jamar Chase over. I'm taking Christian McCaffrey over. I'm taking Austin Eckler over. I'm taking Tyreek Hill over.
Wait, I thought you was an ageist.
Not a redraft. I mean, if you a pass catcher, if you're a
Wait,
pass
so
catcher,
you a
I'll give you a
redraft?
pass. I'll give you a pass if you're a pass catcher. That's between me and you. You now you can't play in leagues with me no more since I told you this secret.
No, I mean I'm gonna do
Let
what I'm
you
gonna
know.
do.
So I'll give you a pass if you're a pass catcher. Um, Tyreek Hill, you know, Jonathan Taylor, B. John Robinson.
Here's the thing.
The question is, are you gonna take him over Cooper Cup? Do you believe Cooper Cup done?
I don't believe he's done, but
If you
I'm
don't
not.
believe he's done, then you gotta take Cooper Cup over.
No, I just don't like drafting players after they return from major
So
injuries.
you taking him over Stephon Diggs, Garrett Wilson, and AJ Brown.
Travis Kelsey,
Yeah.
I could take him at the 101 and really like my team.
Uh,
See, here's the thing. Like, I don't think if they all play full healthy seasons, I don't think Justin Jefferson outscores Jamar Chase by a lot, or vice versa. I don't think Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, I don't think those two outscore each other by a lot. I do think that Travis Kelsey outscores not only the tight end by a lot, the next tight end by a super wide margin, but he also probably gives you like the same amount of points as like a wide receiver 10 or something
I
like
mean,
that.
you feel like that because he did it the last couple years, but don't act like there wasn't a year he wasn't the tight end one. Don't act like there wasn't a year. So that don't mean that could be the
That the
case.
last time that happened was like 4 years ago.
But it happened, and it could happen this year
Oh man! So are we
because
gonna say that about Justin
he's playing
Jefferson?
less of the snaps and he's getting older.
I don't care
Wow.
about that. Do you really care about that?
Do you think the Ravens offense are going to throw more or not? Because if you believe the Ravens offense is going to throw more and Andrews is actually going to stay healthy, then there's a good chance he could be the tight end one this year.
No, he's not gonna be the tight end one. All
I
right,
think
then I'll
there's a
tell
good
you
chance.
why.
And you can't
You-
you definitely can't say that with the authority like that. He's not going to be it.
no, I'm saying it with
He's
authority,
not.
and I'll tell you why. I'm tell you why. So one, hold on, I just want you to know this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Travis Kelsey gave you wide receiver 4 points last year. So if you really don't want to take him over Jefferson, Hill, Chase, that's valid. But anybody else, he got a strong case to go after those three. And Chase didn't even play last year, so I'm baking that in. Devontae Adams is a threat, but he's getting older, like older, and what's his guy named Jimmy Garoppolo isn't Derek Carr, especially when it comes to downfield passes.
And by the way, it wasn't 4 years ago. That was just 21, just to let you know. 2 years ago.
And who was it?
It was Mark Andrews just 2 years ago. Was not Kelsey. Just a Mark Andrews 21 in 2021. So that wasn't long ago. Just let you know.
Sounds fishy.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm just letting you know.
2021. All right. Well,
2021, Mark Andrews.
and this is when
Hold on,
Tyreek
hold
Hill
on,
was
hold
on the
up.
team.
Let me make sure because I had the yeah, it is him. So he was the on the tight end one in 2021. So it wasn't 4 years ago, just 2 years ago.
Right. And okay, well, let me answer that question then. So I love Mark Andrews. Right. He was like my tight end two his rookie year. I mean, the year he was coming in, and him falling to the third was crazy to me. And we talked about this last time, but the thing is, he did what he did with Lamar Jackson, right? But no, no real receivers to actually take away from him. At least I don't consider like a young Marquise Brown, like a alpha dog wide receiver who's going to take away from a guy like Mark Andrews. And but now they pouring in like Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham. We know what type of gravitational pull Odell Beckham has on target shares when he's on a team and running routes. And then healthy and motivated Rashad Bateman. I just think even if they threw more, a lot more, I feel like that's still a lot more times that Lamar can run more, right? In terms of like scrambles and taking the ball downfield with his legs. And so I'm not like, I think you kind of almost have to have Mark Andrews as your tight end two, but I could see like three or four tight ends outscoring him if they spread the ball around a lot more than they've done in the past because they can now.
Oh, it could happen. Definitely, because last year, even though he I know he was hurt some games. In points per game, Hawkinson and Kittles outscored him. You know, two other elite tight ends. I mean, even though people for some reason don't want to give Hawkinson that title, Hawkinson, he was you knew who Hawkins was going to be when he came in the league. Like he just had
I
that
did
kind of
not.
pedigree. He had that
I
kind of
did not. I thought Noah Fant was going to be a better pass catcher than him.
I haven't gave up on Noah Fant. I like Noah Fant, but
Mm.
Hawkinson, you knew Hawkinson was gonna be that dude. Like there
I
was no
think
questions with Hawkinson. There was questions with Noah Fant whether he can block. So it was gonna questions whether he can get on the field. But Hawkinson was that dude. It's just like you know all about the best tight end ever coming next year. It ain't Pitts. It
it's
ain't Pitts.
Jatavion Sanders.
No, that ain't coming next year.
No, but if Jatavion was a better pro than Bowers, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
How
surprised.
have Sanders done
I think
Am I
Bowers is
tripping?
small.
Have Sanders made any production yet? Am I tripping?
Jatavion? Oh yeah, you gotta look into that, brother.
No, no. I know, as far as potential, but as far as production wise, maybe I'm tripping because
So, all right, the Jaleel Billingsley was on Alabama. He was a tight end, and he went crazy in the playoffs one year. He got into it with I guess the coaching staff over there at Alabama, Nick Saban and and he kind of got benched, right? And so the next year he follows. What's the coach name in Texas? Anyway, he follows the head coach there at Texas, and so it's kind of just thought like he's going to be the starter over Jatavion
guess
Sanders.
what? On my rankings, I do have Sanders at the number two as far as W. I do have him.
Yeah, he a dog.
He just ain't. He's
So
just miles apart from Brock Bowers. That's all. Like
right,
that's all.
and it shouldn't be. And but like
It is.
so, Jaleel Billingsley, the guy who was recruited at Alabama, went crazy in the playoffs. Followed Steve Sarkisian to Tech in Texas after he got into it with the coaching staff at Alabama. He's a senior, and Jatavion Sanders is a sophomore at this point. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna start. Jatavion, 5-star Jatavion Sanders is like, yeah, no, you go back to the bench in your senior year, bro. And he went crazy, and and this is not. It's not like they don't have Xavier Worthy on that team, or like other 5-star wide receivers on that team. He's just going crazy. Like and the thing is, Brock Bowers, they saying he like maybe 6'4", but he might be like 240, which is pretty small, right? For like a tight end that you want to be on the field 100% of the time. But Jatavion is like 6'4", but he might be like 255 by the time the combine come around. So in terms of like, I think Brock Bowers has to go to a specific offensive coordinator with a specific scheme that has a plan for him to be like a jumbo slot, for him to cash in on the amount of praise he's getting right now. Like he can't play. I don't think he could be on the field like a Travis Kelce, or see, these are guys that are not like great blockers, but they suffice, right? You can put them in line and they'll suffice. They'll get in the way, right? Um, I think Brock Bowers gets way too much praise for blocking guys that aren't in line, right? You had Darnell Washington next to him, who was the guy who was in line, and then he would be like on the wing blocking smaller players, right? But anywho, that's my tangent on Tavion Sanders and Brock Bowers.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Nah. I just seen old boy production numbers, and like he ain't no joke.
Yeah, you
I
dope.
think so as long as he continue to be better, he is no joke. But Brock Bowers, he's something. He definitely the truth. He's one person I'm not worried about failing whatsoever. He gonna be fine. He gonna be
Well,
fine.
I
As
want to
long as
be
you don't get
clear.
no dumb coach like on the Falcons that just use him totally wrong.
See, I think I'll dismiss gets way too much flack for that, because when you look at Kyle Pitts' rookie year, he put up 1,000 yards. He just didn't get a lot of touchdowns, but a rookie tight end that got 1,000 yards,
Didn't
you
they
can't
switch
tell me
coach? That
he's
was the same
been
coach.
the same coach, Arthur Smith. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the issue is the goddamn quarterback.
Well, you had Matt Ryan. What are you? That's the reason he got 1,000 yards.
He was asked too. Let's just call
He
it what it
was,
is, man.
but
Thank you.
you had a quarterback who was gonna
Hey.
pass most of the time. You ain't got to worry about no rushing yards. He was gonna pass the ball. But here's the thing that's killing me is the people that's real high still drafting Pitts high this year, and I'm like, hey, buddy, what changed from last year? Like, what are you thinking Pitts is going to do
Is
differently?
that a serious question? Because I can answer that.
Nothing changed from last year, and unless you think if you can't tout everybody on the Falcons. Okay, you like Pitts? Yeah. You like London? Yeah. You like Bijan Robinson? Yeah. Guess what? Their offense is not going to score that much. It's not going to get that many passing yards. So pick one
I
person.
think
Pick one person, or you
I
better be
think
super high on what his name?
Ritter.
Ritter. You better be
Right.
super high on
So
Ritter, or pick one person.
I think everyone in the fantasy community, even the casual players, need to do a lot more research on Ritter's second half, because it was pretty good. Like for a rookie quarterback to perform as well as he did, with not like a lot of great weapons around him. What?
You don't think he had enough weapons around him?
I said not a lot of great weapons around him.
Can you utilize the weapons that you do have around you? Can you do that?
Wait, hold on. Well,
Because the only people that was getting played was the running backs.
I'm talking about a rookie quarterback. I'm saying when they performed like they typically don't perform as well as Ritter unless they have a lot of great weapons around them, right?
Well, I
And
don't
Pitts was
understand
injured.
why you say he performed well. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, I said
Like,
in
real life,
comparison
it's
to
not fantasy. The man only
no,
got over 10 fantasy points one time, so it's not
yeah,
it's not fantasy. So
it's definitely not fantasy. It's definitely not fantasy, right? So I'm just talking about like when you see a player. This is how you can see Russell Wilson coming. right? Because the way he performed as a rookie, like he wasn't relied on to make a lot of like to get fantasy production, right? And I have a theory, like when it comes to quarterbacks and fantasy production, it's really just about how does your team feel about letting you throw on the first in a red zone, right? Like if you get to the goal line, are they trying to run the ball, or are they trying to put it in your hands and pass it? Now in the Falcons case, they're trying to run the fucking ball, right? So he's not gonna get points down there, especially. But I'm just saying
Trying to run the ball again this year. Ain't gonna
when you
change.
watch the games or you look at the analytics as far as like Desmond Ritter passing, most rookies do not perform that well. So you get a healthy Kyle Pitts, you get a healthy Drake London, you get one of the I'm gonna say it, but he's probably one of the best pass catching running backs in the league in Bijan Robinson. You get all of that together. What, you disagree?
No, I'm just saying, if you want to say it, why not? I mean,
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. I don't know.
eighth overall pick. Why not? You know.
Right. So you put that around him, and I think you and like low key,
You gonna be able to get all the Ritter you want. Just to let you know.
I got all the Ritter
That's
I
what I'm
can
saying.
get.
You should own a bunch of Ritter because you can
I
have
got
you can get
all
all
the
the
I
Ritter
can
you
get.
want.
So I mean, we try to get an elite quarterback in those first 2 rounds, right, in the startup. But then what do you do after that? I'm shooting on first and second year quarterbacks or second and third year quarterbacks that haven't necessarily broke out in those late rounds. I'm trying to get the Howes of the world, Desmond Ritters of the world, and I gotta have one of them hit. I
I
did the
feel
same thing
sorry for
last
you. I
year.
feel sorry for you getting high, but I will put some throw some money on Ritter, but that's about it. That's about it.
Howe probably got more weapons. It's just that we scared of Howe because of Brissett, and I don't know.
Got a
I think
better
Howe
quarterback.
going
This is what it is.
he probably is today, but I think if Howe gets the starting job and he doesn't fuck it up, like he doesn't like completely muck
He's
it
gonna
up.
mess it up. That's not even a question.
I don't know why we're
The man
confident in
only
that though.
started one game. He's gonna mess it up.
Well, yeah, but like completely muck it up. We're just like, all right, this is a terrible for all parties involved. But I think I'm not sure the league has any. I don't want to go on to another tangent. Basically, what I'm saying is, um, I think the Atlanta offense is underrated in general, and if Desmond Ritter takes a step, I think we could. I think Kyle Pitts could be the tight end too.
Well, I
But
would
that
tell
goes
you to
into our
stack Atlanta on players, and you will get all the stacks you want. Good luck. But on to a former Atlanta player, Kelvin Ridley. What's your stance on him in redraft?
man. I'm all over the place for him. I told you I got him on one of my teams, right? Because I'm looking at him as somebody who look. I don't think we ever see that top 5 producer again. I know he's not old. And I think I saw something somewhere
He about to hit the
like
30 mark in a little while. He old enough.
that's not old for like great wide
Wide
receivers.
receiver?
You and I need to talk about your ageism at some point today.
30 for a
I'm
wide receiver is a depth sentence in Dynasty. It's like, good luck getting you his value after that.
wait. We gonna. I'm gonna write this down. I need to make sure we bring up your ageism at some point, and I'm gonna go do the best I can to dispel these myths that you have.